Hello, my name is Cornell, and I'm studying the effects of global warming on the foreign policies and if there is a way we can help governments in their plans. First off, what is global warming? Well, global warming is a gradual increase of the Earth's average global temperature of the atmosphere. This is caused by an increase in CO2 or carbon dioxide and other pollutants that absorb sunlight and radiation. How does global warming connect with environmental economics? Well, it's simple. Global warming is affecting not only the economy of our nations, but also the environment. My thesis on how global warming can be diminished is by implementing stronger use of renewable energies. The development of eco-technology is helping to diminish the effects of global warming already. Governments seem to be taking a more active role in regulations of pollution throughout the world. To see greater results, green technology is needed to assist countries in their plans to lower the harmful emissions on our planet. This will help governments regulate emissions, which will affect global warming as well.
Renewable energy, the use of geothermal, wind, water, solar, and bioenergy can be collected and used as a source of energy and power fuel. Renewable energy can be used almost everywhere. Renewable energy is cost efficient, reliable, a continual source of energy, emits lower greenhouse gases, and has low cost operations and can create numerous jobs. Yes, it is true that renewable energy is reliable on the weather, and in some places will not be as efficient as others. However, with this energy in place, massive amounts of energy can be stored, and the emission rates for these renewable energy devices can help collect and store the energy. It will emit a rate of 0.02 to 0.2 pounds of carbon dioxide per kilowatt hour compared to the 1.4 to 3.4 pounds produced by coal. Over time, reducing the rate of emissions by that difference can make a huge change to the environment. Some people believe that the Earth will naturally heal itself. While this statement is true, at the rate in which we are polluting the Earth, we will nullify the amounts of healing the Earth can do naturally. For example, recently discovered within the last 50 years, a hole in the ozone layer has been discovered. This hole mainly affects the area around Australia, as it is receiving more UV rays than any other area on Earth. The hole was caused by human pollutants, however, it may not be the type of pollution we think about at first. The use of hairsprays, fire extinguishers, and many different types of aerosol cans release CFC, chlorofluorocarbons, into the ozone, which breaks down the ozone layer at the top of the stratosphere. Now, while the ozone layer is naturally repairing itself because these harmful CFCs are depleting, we can still help. Limiting driving, using eco-friendly products, and limiting the use of pesticides and harmful nitrous oxides, we can diminish the harmful pollution that will affect the ozone layer negatively. The top two superpowers in the world are China and the US. Both of these countries would influence the rest of the world. The US has made a commitment as being a part of the IEA, the International Environment Agency, to reduce their emission rates by 28% from the 2005 emission rates. In order for the U.S. to reach their goals, they have begun to invest in renewable energy. Many people know China as a place where pollution is prominent, $800 billion into renewable energy research, as if China is doing nothing. China has also started to change its ways. In fact, China has started to implement its first ever environmental policy. In December of 2013, China issued its first national blueprint for climate change. Since early 2014, China has required 15,000 companies and factories to give real-time data on their emissions. To top this off, China has pledged to spend $275 billion to clean up the air pollution and spend $333 billion on cleaning up the water. China and the United States leaders have both met to discuss their plans on tackling this crisis. Both China and the U.S. have agreed to expand joint clean energy research and development, advance carbon capture, enhance cooperations on HFCs, hydrofluorocarbons, launch a climate smart city, promote trade and green goods, and demonstrate clean energy on the ground. To reach these goals, renewable energy is needed. Alternatives for HFCs need to be found to reduce the damage HFCs have already caused on the ozone layer. Companies are beginning to invest in renewable energy in both China and the U.S. China and the U.S. are not the only countries working to help protect the environment and work on saving the planet. However, as the two largest superpowers in the world, they must hold the example for other countries. What about developing countries? Developing countries will have a hard time implementing renewable energy. Countries that have already developed have the resources needed to produce renewable energy technology and other technologies to combat pollution. If we halt pollution in developing countries too, that may stall economic growth for these countries as well. The implementation of industrial complexes in developing countries cannot be overemphasized. A major resource for developing countries comes from their natural resources. Their economies are driven by the funds by exploiting these natural resources. If we take away their one source of money, currently they will not be able to trade anything and will be in debt from taking assistance and receiving aid from other countries. Because global warming is a global battle, we must first help the developing countries reach a stable level of economic standards. In order for developing countries like Sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia to pursue environmental goals, we will require substantial economic, technology, and financial support from developing countries.
In conclusion, in order for countries to make a positive effect to diminish global warming, implementation of green technology is needed. For countries such as the U.S., their lowered emission goals will be met if the amount of green technology used is continued to rise and is steadily increased in the amount of technology that is invested. With the use of renewable energy in the government environmental policies, we will see a quicker change in our global warming crisis and a new foundation in which our society can look forward to stand on.